Have you ever felt trapped in a never-ending cycle with someone who makes everything about them? They constantly demand attention, control every situation, and leave you feeling like you're never good enough. Yes, you're dealing with a narcissist. But let me share a secret. You don't have to play by their rules. In today's video, we'll uncover 7 ways to deal with a narcissist without shouting, arguing, or losing your peace of mind. This isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming control of your life by applying Stoic philosophy. It's about the power of silence, calmness, and standing your ground. So if you're ready to learn how to make them feel small in their own inflated world without even saying a word, keep watching. We're not just taking back our power, we're doing it while staying completely serene. Are you ready? Let's get started. Number 1. Give them zero attention. If there's one thing narcissists can't stand, it's indifference. They don't crave genuine love or respect. What they yearn for most is attention. The most powerful way to hurt them is to deny them the very thing they crave, the spotlight. Linda, a calm and self-aware woman in her 50s, found herself at a family gathering one weekend. During the event, a relative began boasting about their accomplishments, clearly trying to dominate the room. They interrupted Linda as she shared a story about her recent trip and even made a passive-aggressive comment suggesting that her travels were simply a matter of luck. It was obvious they were trying to overshadow Linda and redirect all the attention to themselves. But Linda saw through their game. Instead of engaging or defending herself, she chose to smile lightly, listen calmly, and redirect the conversation. She started asking others in the room about their lives, showing genuine interest in their stories. Her subtle move left the narcissist grasping for attention that they simply couldn't reclaim. Linda didn't need to confront or compete. By ignoring the bait, she reclaimed her peace while silently sending a clear message. I'm not playing your game. Narcissists thrive on being the center of attention. To them, other people are just props to inflate their egos. But Linda knew better. By refusing to react, she took control of the situation, protecting her emotional well-being while cutting off the supply of validation the narcissist desperately sought. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we can't control others' behavior, we always have the power to control our reactions. Linda's composure and indifference exemplify this truth. Rather than being dragged into psychological games, she chose not to engage, and that's where real power lies. The takeaway is clear. You don't need to fight to prove your worth to a narcissist. Instead, be like Linda, calm, focused on what truly matters, and unwilling to waste your energy on those who don't deserve it. Because sometimes, the strongest response is no response at all. Number 2. Set boundaries. Narcissists often view relationships as one-way streets where they are the center, and you exist solely to meet their needs. They have no qualms about crossing boundaries, whether it's taking over your time or interfering with your personal decisions. Without clear boundaries, you risk being pulled into their negative vortex, losing control over your own life. One common sign of this behavior is their frequent demands for attention or support, even when it's inconvenient or inappropriate. For instance, they may call at any time, disregarding the fact that you're busy or need personal space. If you attempt to refuse, they'll twist the narrative, saying things like, "You don't care about me," or "How can you be so selfish?" This is precisely when you need to set boundaries and protect your space. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that inner peace comes from self-control and not allowing others to cross the limits you've set. By establishing boundaries, you not only protect yourself, but also send a clear message that you respect your own value. This doesn't mean becoming cold or hostile. Instead, it involves communicating calmly, clearly, and confidently. For example, if they repeatedly disturb you at inappropriate times, you can choose to remain silent or respond when it's convenient for you. When asked why, you might simply say, "I need time to finish my tasks and will respond when I can." This response doesn't attack them, but firmly asserts your boundaries. Another key point is that you don't have to explain or justify your boundaries. Narcissists will often try to undermine your resolve by making you feel guilty or misunderstood. Remember, you don't need their approval to protect your space and energy. What you need is to stand firm and not waver in the face of complaints or criticism. Think of setting boundaries as a lesson in self-respect. Every time you say no or demand respect, you affirm your own worth. This not only reduces the manipulative power of a narcissist, but also empowers you to feel freer and more in control of your life. It's not easy, but every small step is a victory in building mental resilience. Stoic philosophy teaches us that while we cannot control the behavior of others, we can always control how we respond. Setting boundaries is a powerful way to exercise that control. You don't need to change them, nor do you need to fight to win the relationship. You only need to stand firm in your calm and self-worth. Boundaries not only allow you to live more freely, but also serve as the best way to deal with narcissists, showing them that they cannot undermine your resolve. Number 3, refuse to be manipulated. One of the things narcissists despise most is when they can't manipulate you to serve their agenda. For them, control is a power game, and the more you get pulled into their schemes, the easier it is for them to achieve their goals. But when you refuse to be manipulated, you're not only reclaiming your autonomy, but also disarming them of their most powerful tool. Let's talk about Sarah, a kind-hearted woman who always tries to keep peace in her relationships. Sarah had a friend who often relied on her for minor tasks, scheduling doctor's appointments, picking out outfits for important meetings, and even proofreading emails. At first, Sarah thought she was just being helpful, but over time, she realized this friend only showed up when she needed something. Conversely, whenever Sarah reached out for support or advice, she was met with excuses or indifference. One evening, after spending hours helping her friend organize materials for an upcoming presentation, Sarah felt utterly drained. She thought back to the last time she needed help and remembered only getting a cold, dismissive response. That was the moment she realized her role in this relationship was entirely one-sided. Determined to make a change, Sarah took a stand. The next time her friend asked for help with a trivial matter, Sarah politely declined, explaining that she needed to focus on her own priorities. Though her friend seemed surprised and slightly annoyed, Sarah felt an immediate sense of relief. For the first time, she wasn't weighed down by someone else's expectations. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength doesn't come from controlling others, but from mastering ourselves. Sarah embraced this lesson and realized that saying no wasn't an act of coldness or disconnection. Instead, it was a declaration of self-respect and a way to safeguard her inner peace. The takeaway here is, if you find yourself stuck in a relationship where someone only shows up when they need something, remember that you have the right to say no. Refusing isn't about creating conflict. It's about setting clear boundaries and protecting your energy. When you decline manipulation, you're sending a powerful message while building a healthier, more balanced space for yourself, where you are valued and respected for who you are. Number 4, outshine them. Narcissists are obsessed with attention and the desire to be the center of every spotlight. They thrive on external validation, so when you surpass them in achievements or receive praise, it feels like a direct blow to their fragile ego. In the mind of a narcissist, your success is not just a threat, but a reminder that they are not unique. This insecurity can lead them to react by undermining or diminishing you in an attempt to regain control. When you succeed without needing their acknowledgement, you deliver a powerful blow to their sense of superiority. They may respond with criticism, attempts to downplay your accomplishments, or efforts to redirect the attention back to themselves. However, it's crucial to understand that their reactions are not a reflection of your value, but an expression of their own insecurity and jealousy. So how do you handle this behavior? First, avoid falling into the trap of trying to prove yourself to them. A narcissist will always find a way to dismiss or minimize your achievements, no matter how impressive they are. Instead, focus on your personal goals and continue progressing. Your success doesn't require their approval. It stands on its own. Second, protect your mental well-being by setting clear boundaries. If they attempt to overshadow or steal the recognition you deserve, remain firm without over-explaining. For instance, when they criticize, respond with silence or redirect the conversation to your work. This lack of reaction will weaken their attempts to unsettle you. Lastly, use your success as a reminder that you don't need to play their game. Every step forward is not just a personal milestone, but also a demonstration that their influence doesn't define you. By staying focused and steadfast, you'll shine far beyond their grasp, and that is what narcissists fear the most. Remember, you can't change how they think, but you can control how you respond. This not only safeguards your inner peace, but also strengthens your confidence and self-worth. Stoic philosophy teaches that true power lies in mastering yourself, rather than seeking validation from others. By living this principle, you render a narcissist's actions powerless. Number 5. Show empathy. When dealing with a narcissist, the last thing they expect is empathy from you. To them, empathy is a foreign language. They're often more focused on themselves than on those around them. But this is precisely how you can unsettle and disarm them while maintaining your inner peace. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with or condoning their behavior. It means understanding the root of their actions and responding intelligently, free from negative emotions. Imagine a colleague, Karen, who always tries to outshine you on every project. She frequently criticizes you in meetings and sometimes even takes credit for your work in front of the boss. Naturally, this can make you angry, but try shifting your perspective. Karen might be acting from a deep insecurity, a fear that she isn't good enough or valuable unless she constantly proves herself. Recognizing this can not only calm your emotions, but also reveal the hidden vulnerabilities driving Karen's behavior. By practicing empathy, you shield yourself from being hurt by their actions. Instead of letting their behavior affect you, you can control your response. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Once you understand that their behavior isn't truly about you, you won't feel pressured to retaliate or react the way they want. Empathy can also stop conflicts from escalating. Instead of reacting with anger or criticism, respond with calmness and a thoughtful question such as, "I can see you're really passionate about this project. Are you facing any pressures?" This approach not only catches them off guard, but also helps them see you as an ally, not an adversary. However, empathy doesn't mean letting a narcissist cross your boundaries. You must still establish clear limits to protect yourself. Use empathy as a tool to diffuse situations, not as an excuse to tolerate inappropriate behavior. Practicing empathy benefits you as well. It helps you remain calm, prevents negative emotions from taking over, and makes you stronger from within. Stoic philosophy reminds us that controlling our emotions is key to maintaining balance in life. By showing empathy, you're exercising the highest form of self-control. So the next time you face a narcissist, try looking beyond their behavior to understand what's driving it. Empathy not only preserves your inner peace, but also strips them of their power, as they can't create chaos if you refuse to play their game. This is how you protect yourself while embodying the true strength that Stoic philosophy celebrates. Number 6. Silently walk away. Narcissists cannot tolerate silence because, in their minds, everything revolves around their need for attention. They crave validation from others to fuel their oversized but fragile egos. When you walk away in silence, you disrupt their entire game. To them, silence isn't just a lack of communication, it's a denial of power. This leaves them feeling out of control, a state they fear above all else. Narcissists thrive on creating scenarios where they hold all the cards, often by provoking strong emotional reactions from others. When you react, you hand them the power and confirm their ability to manipulate you. But when you refuse to engage, when you simply walk away without a word, you break that cycle. Your silence chips away at their false confidence, forcing them to confront themselves without an opponent to reflect their emotions. Stoic philosophy offers a foundational solution in situations like this. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that while you cannot control the actions of others, you can control your response. Walking away in silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of self-mastery. You're choosing your peace over being drawn into their negativity. To implement this strategy, the first step is recognizing the narcissist in your life. They often thrive on creating drama or tension to keep the spotlight on themselves. Once identified, focus on maintaining your composure and not letting your emotions be manipulated. Remember, you don't need to prove anything to them. Confidence comes from knowing your own value and understanding that you don't need anyone else's validation. The next step is practicing silence and the ability to walk away. This doesn't mean avoiding them entirely. It means choosing not to engage in their emotional games. Instead of reacting, stay calm and composed. Treat silence as a declaration that you won't let their negativity disrupt your inner peace. Finally, shift your focus to building yourself rather than trying to change the narcissist. They won't change unless they choose to recognize their own flaws, and that's not your responsibility. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength lies in mastering our minds and emotions. By walking away without a word, you're not only protecting your peace, but also sending a powerful message. You're in control of your life. Silence is a powerful weapon for a narcissist. It's the one form of punishment they can't handle because it strips them of what they crave most: attention. Walk away in silence, leaving behind nothing but the clear lesson that you are the one in control of your own life. Remember, the best way to deal with a narcissist isn't to play their game on their terms, but to play your game by your own rules. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength doesn't come from controlling others, but from mastering ourselves. Every time you stay silent, keep calm, or set clear boundaries, you reclaim your power and leave them to wrestle with their own chaos. So the next time you encounter a narcissist, remember this: you don't have to prove anything. Shine brighter than them, set firm boundaries, and most importantly, never underestimate the power of silence. Don't let them drain your energy. Stay composed, stand your ground, and walk away with confidence. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying, "I stand with you," to let everyone know you're unshakable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where your mental strength will continue to shine.